Madam Speaker, my name is Major Dekow Mohammed Barrow, for Garissa Township, Member of Parliament for Garissa Township. The name Major arises from I was in the military. I am the second Major in this house. Unfortunately, I was warned by the Major Bashir that I can only use this title out of this house because he has patented that title. Well, Madam Speaker, as I rise as a new Member of Parliament and the first time I'm standing on the floor of the House, I also got a title from the colleagues here, some of the colleagues who gave me a title of being the lowest ranking member of the House. Ranking member of the House. And I've noticed many titles here have come with some certain privileges. So I accept it as the lowest ranking member of the House. And I think the titles have come with certain privileges. So I hope in the standing orders I will be considered with that title, to enjoy certain privileges, maybe after the minority whip or something like that. Madam Speaker, I represent a constituency of which is cosmopolitan in nature. I had the opportunity while campaigning to have met almost 43 communities of Kenya, all residing and doing their businesses and living, looking for their livelihoods within my constituency. My constituency is also partly urban and partly rural. Maybe 30 or 40% of my constituency is also a rural constituency, and then the other 70% is an urban constituency. Having said that, I want to, first of all, to thank the people of Garissa Town for giving me this honor to stand in this house to represent them as their Member of Parliament. Special thanks, of course, goes to my predecessor, Honorable Duale, who is now the current Cabinet Secretary of Defense, for his immense contribution to the constituency of Garissa in terms of development, in terms of leadership. Many of my colleagues here ask me whether I will be able to fit in his shoes. Duale, as a leader, a Member of Parliament, you all know, and I know as well, has been a very astute leader, a debater in this house. And at the constituency level, he has established a good foundation for me to build on as the next Member of Parliament. So I thank all those who contributed to my win, and he also supported me. He was honestly invested so much, both emotional and resources, to ensure that I get elected as a member of this House. Madam Speaker, as a constituency, we face a lot of challenges that in my term as a Member of Parliament in this House, I will be able to be a priority for me. One of the major challenges we face now is the drought issue as a constituency. This drought has affected us, though major part of a section of my constituency is urban. We really depend on the pastoralist or livestock business as a trading business for my constituency, as the economic enabler for my constituency. We have been really affected by the ravaging drought, which is affecting not only my constituency, but also 24 pastoralist communities or counties. Madam Speaker, this has brought in a lot of challenges for my constituency, and one of them is now we have noticed or we realized that we have climate refugees in my constituency, in that people who have lost their livelihoods in the constituency or the neighboring constituencies have been forced to move into Garissa without anything, and now they have to be taken care of by the agencies, donor agencies, and the government of Kenya, meaning they are settling on land that will eventually bring a conflict among the communities living in this constituency. The other problem we are facing as a result of this drought is that parents, communities have lost their livelihoods, and that means they cannot be able to fend for their families, means they cannot take their children to school, and this is a challenge I am facing as a member of parliament. Means over 100% of the transition to secondary school and university, I have to take care of it in terms of the CDF fund that we have been allocated. This is a big challenge for us. The other problem we face as a county or as a constituency is the issue of education that we need to address, or I need to address as a member of parliament, and that is we have an exodus of teachers, and unfortunately yesterday in this house we were debating on the issue of junior secondary schools, and we have almost 100% transition from my constituency into junior secondary school and also into secondary school. This is a very big problem for the constituency. We already had a problem of teachers allocation from the national government or from the Teacher Service Commission. Out of the 30,000 recruited teachers in the last this year, we managed only to get only 15 out of that as a constituency. We already had a shortfall in my constituency, and that is an area we need an affirmative action for my constituency. The other area or situation we are facing as a constituency is on issue of civil documents, the issue of passports, the issue of ID cards. Madam Speaker, my constituency, when young people want to get IDs, they have to undergo a very tedious vetting process, unlike the rest of the country. We need another decision made by the government on this issue of IDs. The vetting process for us is too tedious, is too discouraging for us. The other issue is the passport issue. We had a passport control office in Garissa. Unfortunately, it was moved as a result of, I will say, politics, because it was moved immediately. The member of parliament for Garissa Township was moved from the majority leader position. And now we are facing that we have to travel to Nairobi to get this important travel document. To bring to your attention, we have a big population of Garissa constituents who go every year for Hajj to Mecca to perform a religious duty in the numbers of 3,000 to 4,000 a year. We have young people who are seeking employment with NGO community or NGO world in Somalia and the region, who have to come and seek these travel documents from Nairobi. It is getting too expensive. It takes too long to access those documents. We need this office returned back to Garissa and to serve the people of the northern region, not only Garissa constituency, but the counties of Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, Isiolo, and Tana River. Madam Speaker, I want to thank you once again for giving me this opportunity, and inshallah, God willing, I will be participating in the debate coming in. On the issue that was on the table today, the issue of that was about the uniform standardization. In my opinion, as a member of parliament for Garissa, as one of the members have said here, there is we do not understand, I do not understand the essence of the motion. In that the standardization, we already have uniforms in schools. So we need to be clear on what we want to standardize. The issue of what we should discourage is that principals or school teachers asking to be given money to go and buy school uniforms on behalf of our children. That should be the responsibility of the parents to address that.